Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and a happy early new year to you. Thinking of you, your family. You've built this weather community. It is for you. I appreciate that. Again, covering everyone. All islands matter, no matter how big, how small. I do my best to cover it for you. I love weather. So again, this is what we do together. So I really appreciate this community, and I hope you have a wonderful new year. All right, tracking a couple fronts. One spinning down into the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to be as big for us in the Caribbean as far as a wind shift. I'll get into that, but I want to look down the road as well at more fronts that are going to be headed our way. So let me start with what's going on right now. Then I want to look ahead kind of on a broader picture and what we're going to be looking at next as we get into the new year. So here's a look to the north as we work our way into the southeast United States. You see some of that rain stretching back into the Gulf of Mexico. That's why the last few videos I was giving us a heads up on some of the choppier seas we'd be seeing in the Gulf because of these fronts. This one though, you see the green on the map, that's rain. So lacking the snow. That system that came in on Christmas, that brought a good deal of snow up toward parts of eastern Canada and of course our friends over toward Buffalo, New York. But this one doesn't have as much cold air, so we're not going to see that big wind shift across the Caribbean. And then another system diving into California. And I bring that up. That is going to be a big issue out there. They had burns previously, so there's those burn scars. So once you get that rain coming down, that is going to cause flooding, a big flooding issue across the 5 as you get back toward California. So thinking of our friends there, I know we have a lot of subscribers from California on this channel. So one system there, another one there. So a lot going on. And then I want to show you how it ties into us across the Caribbean, the Bahamas, and even Bermuda as we get down the road, because these fronts, of course, always push off toward the east, moving back toward Bermuda. So here's a closer look at what's going on in the Caribbean, a little more settled the next couple days. Later this week, or I guess later into next week, we are going to see a better chance of some rain once again. It's going to get more active. So let me show you that here. This is why I want to get into the broad picture. Then I'll zoom down, keeping an eye on Bermuda too and the Bahamas because we get clipped by more of those fronts. But you see some of that moisture from this front in the Gulf of Mexico, right? So some extra cloud cover, a little more moisture in Belize today, in Nicaragua and Honduras because of that southeasterly flow. I'll get to the winds in just a second ahead of that front. So that's front number one. That was the one I showed you, but there's that bigger system rolling in to the western United States. That one could dive a little bit more to the south and help enhance our chance of rain by the upcoming week. And another system back behind it. So just taking you out in time, there's your time frame. This is Monday. So a couple days from now, you see Bermuda getting clipped by that system Sunday into Monday with some rain, but into the middle of the United States, you see more snow. So this system is going to bring in a little bit in the way of colder weather. Texas, Louisiana, better chance of rain as we get into early in the upcoming work week, Monday into Tuesday, even a severe weather threat. I'll be monitoring that. You see things flaring up again. This one has a little more in the way of cold air with it. Going out in time, this is by the time we get into Wednesday midday. Once again, a front drape down, and you can see a couple things here. So choppier seas will develop in the Gulf of Mexico. Another system, this one could be a bigger one rolling into the western United States. So I'm going to be tracking that ahead. So heads up with that as we get into next week. I'm going to really look ahead at that system. But you see here a little more green on the map. So with this next front that comes in the middle of the week for the United States, that's going to help draw in some more moisture. So Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as we get toward Guyana and Suriname, we're going to see a better chance of rain deeper into next week as I track those new fronts for us. So I kind of wanted to look ahead a little bit, that it may be a little more settled early in the week, and then late in the week there'd be that better chance of rain. Closer look at today. So this is today, 1 o'clock. Not a washout, but a slightly higher chance of rain. Cancun. So as you get over toward Mexico, Belize City, Hopkins, Ladyville, Honduras, eastern half, and then Nicaragua, especially the eastern half, better chance of rain. Spotty Costa Rica and Panama, and then even Trinidad and Tobago today. Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados. We've had some on and off rain the last couple days. We're going to do it again. Guyana and Suriname, that higher chance. Storm tracks more to the south. Now as you get toward the ABC Islands tomorrow, passing shower possible. So this is Sunday afternoon. Little more moisture, Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Again, that front to the north, even the Bahamas. So no washout, my friends in Jamaica over toward Falmouth, Kingston, but a passing shower, even storm tomorrow. Same thing over toward the Cayman Islands. And that easterly flow will bring in a few spotty showers possible. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda. Now, looking ahead as we get into Monday, You see, as I mentioned, not as active in the Western Caribbean. You see that? Couple spotty showers, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, parts of Colombia. Not much in the ABC Islands. And then again, passing showers, we get into the Eastern Caribbean. But it's after this. This is why I wanted to look ahead. We may have kind of a calmer start as we work our way into the new year, but then things are going to crank up again later in the week. That's why I wanted to dive ahead, because we got things coming down the road. Now, as far as those winds are concerned, so this is today at 1 o'clock. Still that easterly flow. Now, these kind of purple shadings, we're talking about gust over 56 kilometers an hour. The winds are actually going to settle some. Look at that, more in the way of the blues. So winds, as far as the gust are concerned, thinking of our mariners, captains out there, 32 kilometers an hour to about 40. So it's 20 to 25 miles per hour. And you see here with this front passing by, no strong northerly flow with us, still generally that easterly flow. So Sunday into Monday, yes, seas are still choppy, just not as crazy. Same thing as we get into Monday, but ahead of the next front, winds turn a little more out of the southeast again. So we're not seeing any strong flow coming down out of the north over the next couple days. But later next week, that next front, actually I guess that second front, way back into the western United States, that one may dig down a little bit more. So I'm going to keep an eye on a change in the winds as we get into the week ahead. So for today, passing shower possible. Trinidad and Tobago, 40% chance. Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, Barbados, seeing that possibility of some passing showers. So choppy seas still with us and still the wind gusts, but I just showed you the winds will settle some tomorrow into the upcoming week. 40 to 50% chance of rain, Belize down through Honduras. Passing shower, Cayman Islands, Jamaica. Slightly better chance of a shower tomorrow, Cayman Islands. I showed you that on the model. If you do get rain, you could get a quick 25 millimeters of rain or an inch of rain. Not all of us will get it. Better chances to get over toward Panama for the day ahead. So looking at what's next. Now, 2 more fronts are on the way. So late next week, a wetter Caribbean. I'm going to break that down in depth, get you covered in case we have any sort of a flood threat. It won't be as choppy in the Caribbean. As I mentioned, still a little bit choppy, but not as choppy in some spots. But by the time we get into next week, still a little question mark on that. That new system rolling into California, into the western United States, that one, as I mentioned, could be a bigger one. So that may give us a bigger wind shift, but all these fronts clipping by the Gulf of Mexico, so the Gulf of Mexico is surely staying active. Again, thank you for subscribing. I know a lot of you share this channel with your friends, family. I appreciate it. I do this channel for safety, so thank you for being part of it. And it's fun. It's fun to see all your comments. It's your weather community, and I wish you a very, very happy new year.